Hello and welcome, my friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching this video. This reading is going to be my weekly group reading for the week of November 1st through to the 7th. Well, we've officially hit November, the 11th month of 2020. There are times that it feels like time is slipping away. And at other times it feels so stagnant that it doesn't feel like it's moving at all. Hopefully last week and over the weekend you were able to gain some great insight, some shifting, some new direction, some inspiration on how you want to end off 2020. We have 2 months left and we can do a lot in that time. As we enter into November, we still have that ability to tap into that thinner veil. The veil doesn't automatically go up in one hour or one day. It does progressively get thicker. It takes maybe about not even a week. It's able to get thicker quicker than it did, get thinner. This week still does offer us those training wheels and that added support for connecting in and gaining guidance. No matter what your reading says this week, if you didn't get the guidance that you were looking for, that support, that inspiration, take time this week and stretch your training wheels, stretch your abilities and your skills. I have a number of meditations that I created in October to support you in connecting in with your amazing support team. You can take some time, they're about 30 minutes, so that you can gain that guidance, that insight, and most importantly, that inspiration, so that you can shift 2020 into something that is more meaningful, more productive than what we're facing right now. Back to this reading, back to November 1st through the 7th. What is it that you're going to be able to do this week? And how can you use this week to your advantage? That's what I'm going to be looking at in this reading. The 2 decks I chose for this week, I went with the Tarot de la Nuit. I still have that kind of Halloween vibe, and in this darkness, there is beauty. And I felt that that connection was very meaningful. Many of us are still in the dark, and we're still struggling. There is beauty, and there is light in this darkness. I matched the Tarot de la Nuit, of course, with the Energy Oracle, to give that extra support and that guidance. Like always, I have links below to both these fantastic decks, so should they speak to you, of course, go check them out for yourselves. The selections I have for you this week, of course, we have Serpentine, Smoky Quartz, and then, of course, Tiger Eye. I want you to choose whichever crystal resonates with you the most right now, and then head into that description box below. You'll find timestamps there. Click on your correlating timestamp. It will take you straight to your reading, and I will see you there, my friends. Hello and welcome, my Serpentine friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks of both the Tarot and the Oracle cards, so you get the fullest and most meaningful reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what the week holds for my Serpentine friends. What can my Serpentine friends expect from the week of November 1st through the 7th? Door to personal healing and happiness. Such a beautiful card. Last week, we saw a lot of energies start to come to crescendo. They started to really amp up. We saw the thinning of the veil. We saw the full blue moon stand high and proud in the sky. Both these energies we can embrace this week. They continue to support us. Full moons, well, we have the day, 2 days before, the day of, and 2 days after to really embrace that energy. And like I said in the introduction, that veil is starting to thicken. However, we still have those opportunities and those possibilities. And depending on what work you did last week, those opportunities and possibilities are shining bright. If you're missing out and not understanding what these possibilities and opportunities are, that's where we need to connect in and, support ourselves with that insight and guidance. If you've been doing the work and working on your abilities, working on that connection and understanding, and embracing these energies and using them to your advantage, these opportunities are starting to shine really bright. This week offers us that ability to embrace these opportunities, to embrace ourselves and start to work on that healing. Let's look at this week. Let's break it down a little bit more. What can my Serpentine friends expect from the beginning of the week? The Two of Swords. Such a pretty card. I think that's why I was drawn to this deck. This wasn't the deck I was originally going to use this week. However, I was pulling out the decks and I looked at them like, no, it's got to be this one. That beauty in the darkness. Seeing those possibilities and opportunities no matter what's happening in our current environment. We can't do anything about that global energy. We can't stop or slow down some of this global shifting we're seeing. We can, however, make decisions and put action to those decisions in our personal and individual life. We only have control over ourselves, and it's taking control of ourselves, taking that directive, taking that stance, and making those choices. Like I said last week, and even continuing into this week, we're going to have that insight, that guidance. These opportunities, they're shining pretty bright. We have that decision right now. We need to make it. These opportunities, these possibilities, this insight means nothing if we don't put action to it. That level of action and participation, that's an individual piece. And it's up to us to make those decisions and do what's right in our lives. At the beginning of the week, we're going to see that. We're going to be able to start to shift in ways that are meaningful for us and embrace these different opportunities and possibilities. We need to start off on day 1 and keep moving forward. Let's go forward into the middle of the week. What does the middle of the week bring my Serpentine friends? I do like how she's kind of facing the door. So her body is facing the door. So she has that desire to move forward. Yet she's not too sure. She's looking over her back going, is this right? That second guessing is going to be to our detriment. We don't need to make big shifts and movements this week. What we need is that slow, steady progression. That uncertainty, it eases because we're not going to be exposing or causing vulnerability in our lives. We're making those slow steps forward. That in itself brings in more stability. It eases some of that wariness that we have. the Knight of Pentacles. That too would ease it. If someone came holding a scythe like that, you would probably have a little bit more feeling of ease as you know that they're on your side. That stability is needed, especially in the middle of the week. We have that pentacle, so we have that earthy, grounded suit. We need that grounding. We need that stability. We need it to embrace these opportunities. Without it, that uncertainty, it rises too high and it causes stagnation because our ego amplifies it. Now, we do have that Knight, that no fear energy. We are going to need that courage, that determination to overcome any of that wariness. There's part of us, and I know it's hard to admit, but there's part of us that finds stability in sadness because we feel that there are strings attached to that happiness. We feel we are unworthy. And that's why we've got that healing aspect. We need to heal and work on ourselves so we feel stronger and more able to embrace all this amazing, all these wonders that we've been working so hard on. The more energy and work we put into it, obviously the more we're going to get out of this. We do need to maintain some balance. We do have the Two of Swords here, and twos are about that duality. They're about that balance. We can't solely focus in, putting our blinders on, and just starting to work on and meditate and do this healing and do, because we will miss out on these opportunities. That slow, steady progression. When we are slow and steady, we are able to see these opportunities, understand them better because we see them coming. We know how to integrate them into our everyday with greater ease and less friction. The middle of the week, we are going to need our courage. We're going to need our determination to give ourselves permission, work on ourselves, give ourselves permission to embrace this beauty and this wonder that is right in front of you. What about the end of the week? What does the end of the week bring my Serpentine friends? I love this deck. She's looking at this mermaid going, really? You're not going to move? Come on. Why? Look at this amazing beauty. We just need to go. Let's go. The interaction of cards, it says a lot. That's why we put multiple cards and multiple decks together, so we have that interaction. There's a saying, a picture says 1,000 words, and that's very true in tarot. We go on to the High Priestess. That personal happiness, that healing is right there. The end of the week, we have those opportunities, those possibilities to step through that gateway. The High Priestess is a gateway card. She's a pillar card. She has 2 pillars. And again, we've got that balance. She has a black pillar and a white pillar. They symbolize the pillars of Jerusalem, which I don't really know a lot about, but that's what the pillars are for. That's why there's a B and a J. They're iconic pillars. What's really important is that rite of passage. That rite of passage to that happiness, that understanding, and that healing. That's what the High Priestess is offering you. The end of the week, we're taking all that courage, all that knowledge that we've decided on how we want to go forward. We need to start moving on it. We need to put action to our words, step through that gateway and embrace all that we have. All that amazing abundance, those opportunities, and those possibilities. We do a lot of reflection and making that decision. What are we going to do? How are we going to do it? We gain that courage, that grounded energy, and then we get going on it. We start to put those steps forward. The beginning and the middle of the week, we're looking at some healing and some understanding. This is where we gain that first steps. We have the support of our high vibrational support team taking our hand and taking us through that gateway, straight into that utopia. Those limitless opportunities and possibilities. They're there for us. We just need to embrace them now. Let's go into some blessings. What blessing can my Serpentine friends embrace for the week of November 1st through the 7th? The goddess of the moon. We're coming off of that blue moon that rose with Halloween. It's such a rare phenomenon. We have that ability to draw that energy in and utilize it throughout the week. We're ending the week off with the queen or the high priestess of the moon. That lunar energy can be brought through to the end of the week. It's up to us to embrace it, that divine feminine energy, to help nurture and heal us, to help strengthen us so that we can embrace even more of that utopia, those opportunities and possibilities. That moon guides our way. That way is through healing. The more we heal, the stronger we'll feel, and the more we're going to be able to connect in with this happiness. Like I said, there are times that we don't feel that we're worthy of that happiness, or there's strings attached. Working on ourselves, working on that healing, well, it goes a long way in embracing that happiness. I have a playlist that continues to grow. And this playlist is for my Archangel Healing Meditations. Fantastic tools that you can use to strengthen you and heal you so you're able to embrace this happiness more fully. So that you're able to enjoy all these opportunities. Bask in these wonders, in this abundance. Journey. This is our journey. We signed up for it. We have the ability to draw in the light and push out that darkness. Focusing in on that happy and love will go a long way in taking you to those rainbows, taking you to that utopia, that Garden of Eden. This journey is ours. We need to embrace it. We need to enjoy it. If we are dreading, or if we're, feeling that blah mundaneness in our everyday, we're missing some of that insight, that direction. So if that's happening, go back. Go back and connect in. Gain more guidance. Gain more understanding. So these doors, they're bursting open with light, with love. This is ours, and we're the only one that can make these decisions. We're the only one that can choose and put action to our lives. Now, we do have multiple twos, a number of them. We've got, obviously, the High Priestess, the second card in the Major Arcana, the Two of Swords, and the second card in the Oracle deck. When you have those multiple twos, the angels are telling you to keep the faith and don't give up. Listening to your intuition will add to your journey, add to that guidance. It's up to you to make those decisions, to embrace those messages and incorporate them into your life. Those high vibrational beings, your angels, your dragons, your unicorns, the list is long. Reaching out and asking for that help. We started the week off with a sword. That critical thinking is going to go a long way in helping us understand this a lot better. Part of that critical thinking is foreplanning. Asking for the help that we need takes down the barrier of the law of free will, so those high vibrational beings can step in and light your path for you. So it is a more fun and lit path with greater understanding. We're going to end off with any further insight, wisdom, and guidance that we can offer my Serpentine friends for the week of November 1st through the 7th. The Five of Cups. Not surprising to see this card. I said if we're feeling that blah mundaneness, and that's very clear in the 5. We have that forlorning sadness. Focusing in on what's not working, what's not meant to be, and mourning about it. Mourning that loss. We need to embrace those 2 cups. In the original card that Pamela Coleman Smith drew, you see this figure that's cloaked in a dark black cloak, mourning the loss of 3 overturned cups. Things that weren't meant to be. We're caught in our ego and we're stuck. Where there are 2 upright cups right behind her, she's not seeing it. She's not receiving those messages, that guidance of the universe that's going to support her journey. We need to focus in on that light, focus in on what will and is working, because that leads us to this door. That's what this week is about, leading us to that light, to that love, to that fulfillment. The 8 of Wands. Now, 8s in tarot are about movement and manifestation. And I said right off the hop in this reading that it was really important that we put action to our wisdom, to our knowledge. We're adding to that knowledge that passion base. The 8 of Wands talks about movement in our creativity, in that connection. We are passionate about this movement forward. We have that knowledge and we're combining our passion with it. Well, that's exactly what this happiness is about. When we understand something and we have that emotional connection to it, we gain that fulfillment, which helps us with abundance. And the 2 of them, between fulfillment and abundance, we gain that happiness. It's about connecting those bigger dots, connecting your knowledge in with your passion. And that's where your high vibrational beings come in. We know we need to put some work into this, and we know this is all about us and where we're going. That passion, that creativity, well, it's a big part of what we're looking at. The 7 of Swords. Now, I like how we started and ended with a sword, that knowledge, reinforcing and reconfirming that we need to use our head rather than our heart. Yes, we need it to connect into our passions, that passion is what brings in that fulfillment. However, we can't get caught up in that heartache, in that fear. We have that 7. And 7s, they're a lucky number. Yes, 7s require work, and with that work comes victory, comes success. The 7 of Swords in particular talks about that honesty, that need to be truthful to self, and thus truthful to others about ourselves, about what is meaningful and where your happiness lies. It's not about trying to please others or do what others think is best in your account, in your life. Your life. It needs to be more fulfilling and more in line with your soul's journey. That soul's journey is only something you and your high vibrational support team is going to be aware of. Others may have an idea. They may have a little bit of inkling to it. They don't get it. We don't get it half the time. That high vibrational support team, they do. That's why in October I spent so much time helping you reconnect in with it. Because that support team is going to help you with that honesty. Help you get to that happiness, to that fulfillment that we need, especially given what's happened in 2020. This is our journey, and we need to make some choices for our greater good. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful. You're able to gain some insight and direction into what the week is offering you. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. That really helps others find me and find that direction, that wisdom, and healing that they need. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There is so much more amazing coming your way, and the only way to ensure that you're not going to miss out on any of this amazing insight and guidance is through subscribing to my channel and hitting that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page. I've got lots of tiers and lots of perks that are going to help you heal and guide you to where it is you need to go. I also have a library of Patreon exclusive videos just for my supporters. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my Serpentine friends. Hello and welcome, my Smoky Quartz friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks of both the tarot and the oracle cards, so you get the most comprehensive and meaningful reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what the week holds for my Smoky Quartz friends. What can my Smoky Quartz friends expect from the week of November 1st through the 7th? Door to personal healing and happiness. We're just coming off of that thinning veil, that full moon. There's so much that we're going to be able to, well, connect in with. Those opportunities, those possibilities, they're going to be very evident and predominant this week. What we need to do, take that time, give ourselves permission, and enjoy, embrace some of these amazing possibilities, some of these amazing aspects that we would have never thought. They're not in our realm of possibility, and up until now, there was no way any of this was going to happen. It's up to us to take this time and use it for our personal gain. That happiness, that fulfillment, and of course, one of the major pieces that we're here for, that healing. This is an amazing opportunity, and bask in some of your hard work. Indulge in some healing and some self-care. Let's take a look at this week a little bit closer. What does the beginning of the week bring my Smoky Quartz friends? The Seven of Cups. Now, sevens are a lucky number. I know they look like some hard work, and of course there's work involved. However, because this is a lucky number, with some work, there's going to be a lot of reward and victory. Things aren't always as clear and as happy as many oracle decks want them to be. There is still some illusion and some uncertainty. Our ego is going to feed upon that uncertainty, bringing in and amplifying that veil of illusion and instability. We need to make sure that we stay, initially grounded, and the second, we need to connect in and utilize this time. The veil is still thin, my friends. That connection, that understanding, it's there for you. You just need to reach out and ask for it. Like I said, when we pulled the door to personal happiness and healing, we need to take that time. We need to give ourselves permission, set those intentions, and clear that illusion. The beginning of the week, we still have that amazing full blue moon that is rising with Taurus. Adds to our stability, will add to that guidance and connection. Again, that veil is still at its thinnest. We still have access. And we have access with those amazing training wheels. Take this time for you. Let's go into the middle of the week. What does the middle of the week bring my Smoky Quartz friends? It's interesting how she is turning her back to this door. It adds to that resistance that your ego is going to bring to you. So bear that in mind. Some of that resistance, some of this uncertainty is going to be down to your ego. Checking into it, reflecting upon it, and also gaining that added guidance, gaining some healing to help strengthen you and your resolve to embrace whatever and any cup that is going to bring you that fulfillment, that will move you forward, rather than grasping at straws and any cup that's there, because some of them, they will slow us down. They're full of fear and heartache. I love it. The Knight of Swords. I enjoy it when I call it before the cards come forward. That critical thinking. We can't get caught up in that emotion, that heartache, that fear. Like I just said, her back is turned to that personal happiness. Part of us, and it's kind of a darker, sadder part, craves that instability. It craves that sadness because there's a false stability in it. Our ego has assured us that if we stay stagnant, well, we're going to stay safe. That too is an illusion, because the universe will only allow so much stagnation before it will zap us in the butt. The middle of the week, we really are going to need that critical thinking, that cool sword that will cut through that illusion, that heartache. Using our head rather than our heart will get the results we want, the results we need. Additionally, we have that night energy, that adolescent, no fear, go big, go home. That's what we need. We need that sassy attitude that's going to be able to talk back to your ego and embrace this amazing opportunity, these amazing possibilities. We are the ones who are literally slowing us down. He's put his sword in it to cut the crap and embrace this amazing rainbow, this peace, this tranquility. The middle of the week, we are going to have to get our night on. We're going to need that adolescent no fear energy that's guided by our head, guided by that truth rather than that heartache and fear. And what about the end of the week? What can my Smoky Quartz friends expect from the end of the week? Oh, beautiful. Temperance. The 14th card in the Major Arcana. She brings in that balance, that energy flow. Helps us to connect in more fully with that healing and giving us permission to embrace that happiness. Like I said, sometimes it's easier to connect in with that heartache than that happiness, because we feel that there are strings attached to this happiness, where they're not. This is happiness that we have cultivated. Those emerging pieces and aspects that we saw in the summer are starting to bloom and take hold. It's time that we embrace them. It's time that we step into us and who we truly are. And that's very much what Temperance is encouraging us. To stand up strong and embrace who it is we are. Bringing in that balance and of course that energy flow. When we stand up strong with our shoulders rolled back, our head held high, our chakras are in perfect alignment. That energy, it zips and zings throughout us. We start to feel better, and even that posture change will help us with our healing, because our energy isn't getting caught up and starting to pool in different areas in our body. Like I said, happiness and healing, they go hand in hand, because as we embrace happiness, we're starting to release that sadness. That in itself is healing. Healing does not always include band-aids and ointments. Healing is part of our journey and who it is we need to be right now. Let's go on to some blessings. What blessing can my Smoky Quartz friends embrace? Apparently that one is very important. For the week of November 1st through the 7th. Okay, so we're going to start off, of course, with the one that, well, jumped to high heavens. That's Archangel Uriel. Sassy Archangel Uriel. Now, Archangel Uriel, for one, I don't see as a female. I've always seen him as a masculine, very dominant energy. And one, I don't usually connect in with my 7th chakra, which is my crown chakra. However, both of them are going to be very needed. That crown chakra, of course, that's our connection to that universal energy. It speaks to that energy flow and helps us to bring in more energy, more wisdom from the universe. It's part of how we connect into that collective consciousness. It helps us with those downloads, and it helps us gain that guidance, gain that wisdom. Now, Archangel Uriel, I associate him more with my 3rd chakra, which is our solar plexus, which is right by your tummy. It's that no fear energy. He has that courage, that inner flame. Uriel means fire of God or light of God. And Archangel Uriel supports us in stepping into our power stepping into ourselves and truly owning it, embracing that personal healing and all that happiness that we've been working for, all that hard work. It's, like I said, coming to fruition. He's going to help us come out of that darkness and step into that light. Step into who we truly are. Love it. The 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron. Well, Metatron I do see as a boy. And archangels, like I've said in past readings, it doesn't matter. They're gender fluid, if you will. Actually, they're genderless. We're the ones who assign gender to them. They are energy. And there's no gender in energy. It's just how we perceive them. Archangel Metatron, well, I don't really associate him actually with my 6th chakra, which is, of course, your third eye. I associate him more with your crown. And actually, if we really get nitpicky, I associate him with our 12th chakra, our gateway chakra, our stellar gateway. He's the guy you call in for that guidance, that understanding, and that realignment. He is there to help us and guide us with our purpose, our journey, understanding those bigger concepts. He is fantastic if you have a child that is a crystal or an indigo or whatever you want to label them. You have that powerful child. He is fantastic at coming in, calming them, and helping you understand them a little bit better. I can't say enough about him. He is a big teddy bear and I absolutely adore him. I won't lie. He's very kind and gentle. He's the gentle giant. Now, of course, that 5th chakra, you're looking at your third eye. Those clairs. Between your 7th and 6th chakra, you're looking at your whole package of intuitional and psychic abilities. You're looking at that guidance and understanding of that universal energy. And here you're looking at your clairs. This week, we need to strengthen and continue working with them. That's going to help us access these doors, these opportunities, to aid us with our healing and help us connect into more of that abundance, more of that happiness that we deserve and have been working so hard to achieve. All right, we're going to end off on any further insight, wisdom, and guidance. Ooh, there you go. That we can share with my Smoky Quartz friends for the week of November 1st through the 7th. I'm sure that's picking up on camera. So apparently judgment is important because that's the one that took the leap of faith. So let's start there. We all saw it hit the table. Judgment, the 20th card in the Major Arcana. And that's those messages from the universe. Like I've said earlier, this week we still have that ability to access that wisdom, that insight with our training wheels. We can continue to work on our skills and our abilities throughout the year. We just don't have that thinner veil. Those training wheels come off. And we need to learn to pedal our bike and get to places that we couldn't without it. That guidance, that wisdom, it's going to go a long way in stepping through that door and embracing all that we have, all that is there for us. Like I said earlier, sometimes it's easier to embrace that sadness and heartache because the wonders, those are truly amazing. And sometimes we don't feel worthy enough. It goes back into some of this healing. We don't feel worthy enough. And that lends to that healing. We need that healing. Part of this week is embracing this happiness, but another part is that healing. And part of that healing, of course, is going to be Archangel Chamuel, because we need that healing. We need to feel worthy of these amazing aspects, these amazing opportunities and gifts. That healing will go a long way in being able to embrace all that's going right in your life. All these amazing opportunities that you have in your life right now. Only you can do it, and it's up to us to take that step forward, embrace that healing, and start to do something for us. The Ten of Pentacles. Now, tens in tarot are usually about endings and beginnings. And that's very true right now. We're ending that heartache and sorrow-based stuckness. We need to embrace these opportunities and possibilities. We need to strengthen and heal us so we feel more able to step through that door, to engage in the wonders and the beauty that, well, it's holding for you. It's all there. Everything you need is right there. We just don't trust in ourselves enough to, well, embrace it. We don't trust in our abilities. That's why we have Archangel Uriel there, helping light that path even clearer for us, helping us step into our power, step into who we truly are. That in itself is part of our healing. The Emperor, the fourth card in the Major Arcana. I like how we have Major Arcana sandwiching that Ten of Pentacles. Of course, the Emperor is that rigid, stable energy. We need that stability to be able to enter and get through this door. That stability is going to be found through routine and understanding, participating in and following a routine, and most importantly, scheduling in some of these amazing healing opportunities that we have. With routine and structure, we gain that support, that stability that we need to move forward with some higher vibrational shifts, with connecting in and understanding that guidance from those higher vibrational beings. We need that stability to connect in and go upwards. That stability is going to take us a long way in our growth and in accepting these amazing possibilities. The stability that the Emperor offers us adds to that stability of the Ten of Pentacles. Pentacles, of course, we have that growth and abundance suit. It adds in and taps into that energy of stability and support that we gain from our family. Now, family is a loose term here. It may be friends, it may be your actually nuclear family, or your astral family, or people that you've adopted in to your family core. It's that group of people that support you no matter what. They want you to succeed and achieve your goals, to live the best life possible. It's in that family unit that's going to add to that strength, add to that stability, so that growth is possible. Like I said earlier in this reading, we're the only ones holding us back. We have that support from the physical and the spiritual. We just need to use our words, use our head, and start to stand up in our power and be who we truly are supposed to be. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some direction and insight into what the week holds for you. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It really helps others find my channel and get that guidance that they need. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There is so much more amazing coming your way, my friends, The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this amazing insight and healing is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page. And yeah, I know lots of people have them. And of course, I've got lots of tiers and perks so you can gain that added support and guidance. Because those perks, you're looking at free readings and healings from me. Additionally, I have a Patreon exclusive library of videos just for my supporters. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my Smoky Quartz friends. Hello and welcome, my Tiger Eye friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks of both the tarot and the oracle cards, so you get the most comprehensive and meaningful reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what the week holds for my Tiger Eye friends. What can my Tiger Eye friends expect from the week of November 1st through the 7th? The World, such a fantastic card, has the same energies of, well, the world or the dancer in tarot. We have that ability. The world is right at our hands. We need to make some choices. We have some things ending and some bigger aspects beginning. That light, it's shining bright. We need to allow it to light our path. Help us with that journey. Help us move forward. Get us out of this funky, gunky darkness. We're at that turning point. It's important that we make those decisions and put action to our decisions that are in our best interest. That helps bring in that meaning and that understanding to what it is we're trying to achieve here. What our journey is all about. This week is a fantastic week to realign ourselves and gain better understanding into what we're looking at, and most importantly, how we're going to be able to go forward from some of this hardship, some of this gunky stuckness that we're feeling right now. Let's get into this week a little bit more for you. Let's break down how we can go forward. What does the beginning of the week bring, my Tiger Eye friends? The Six of Cups. Now, sixes in themselves in tarot and in oracle, we're looking at that balance. That balance is important. It's going to help us to be able to connect in and fully understand some of these aspects that remain hidden from us. When we are balanced, we're more stable and able to reflect on aspects and pieces that we may not understand, that may not have emerged fully. We're using a higher vibrational standpoint, we're using our head, and we're reflecting on what's truly important for us, and what's more, how it will impact our everyday. Now, we do have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is that quintessential reminiscing card. We have lived through some hard times in this lifetime and past. We have many skills, abilities, and we've created many tools to help us up and out of some of these stuck and stagnant positions and help us get up and over these obstacles. It's in these skills, tools, and abilities that we need to connect in with the most at the beginning of the week. We do need a caution here. We can't get caught up in the good old days is when we like to reminisce. We like to reminisce about when things were going well, them good old days. When we get stuck in the past, we can't go forward. We're not present for ourselves. We are not supporting our growth. We're actually supporting our stagnation. Do not be surprised if your ego says, ooh, the good old days. Them are good. Let's focus in on that. You always want to focus in on the positive. Let's focus in on those good old days. Misleading you and keeping you stagnant and stuck so that you're not focusing in on all these amazing possibilities that are right at your fingertips. Remember, that veil, it's still thin right now. We have that ability to access some of these opportunities and possibilities now more than ever. Because that veil is thinner, we're able to see further, see these opportunities and possibilities, especially with the guidance and support of our high vibrational support team. That team will help guide you and direct you to where it is we really need to be. What will bring us the most fulfillment, the most joy, and of course, the most abundance. These skills, these abilities and tools, they lend suit to where it is we need to go. They're going to help us overcome any of those obstacles, any of those barriers that we're going to face. We need to use all and varying aspects of self to overcome challenges, to gain that knowledge, that experience that we're looking for. Let's go on to the middle of the week. What does the middle of the week bring, my Tiger Eye friends? The King of Swords. I love this king. He reminds me of Mr. Spock from Star Trek, that Vulcan thinking. Is it logical? No? Then we don't need it. This week we truly need to have that Vulcan mind, using our mind rather than our heart to lead us. We need that knowledge. We need that understanding, because it's one thing to say these opportunities and possibilities are there. It's another thing to understand them, understand how to incorporate them into our world, into our everyday, so that we can get the most out of them. That knowledge is going to be key. Like I said earlier, those critical thinking skills are going to be necessary. Using varying aspects of self with that knowledge will help you embrace these many opportunities, these many possibilities. And it's through those opportunities and possibilities that we're going to gain that fulfillment. We're going to gain that abundance and growth. Let's go on to the end of the week. What does the end of the week bring, my Tiger Eye friends? The Three of Swords. I know it doesn't seem like a light and love card, but here it does. This knowledge, these past tools, these skills, these talents that have helped us up and out of hard spots in the past, this combination is going to help us out of this hurt, out of this stagnation. We're going to be able to take that next step, that step forward to better understand and better grasp what this is all about. Taking us from that darkness and that hurt to that light, to that love. We have the ability to move forward past this pain pass this heartache to something that is more joyful, more fulfilling. We do also have a warning in the Three of Swords. Should we stay here? Should we stay in this heartache? It's gonna get worse. This 3 will progress to a 9. It doesn't jump through the numbers because the next number is 4, and that's a rest and rejuvenation number. This jumps big time. It jumps to the 9, which is the depression and anxiety card that steeps us deeper in this stuckness, in this heartache. Brings us to a standstill, which of course is going to bring in the Tower, which is going to zap you in the butt, bringing in more heartache because you do not have control over this shift, over this change. It's necessary because this heartache, this pain, that's not where we need to be. It's not serving us in a high vibrational way. It's serving to get us stuck, to get that growth under control. It's driven by your ego so that you don't have that growth. You don't have that experience, and you miss out on these possibilities. Like the World in tarot, this is an ending and a beginning card. Like I said before, we're at a crossroads. It's up to us to move away from what isn't serving us, using that knowledge. And with the King, he's got the most fully developed personality. He's got the most power, the most control. And in the Swords, that means the most knowledge. Using all our knowledge from this lifetime and past that we can connect in with that reminiscing, with that support of the full blue moon, and with that thinner veil, we're going to be able to move past this heartache. And some of us are even going to be able to start to heal this heartache. So we can make decisions that are in our greater good, that are light and love rather than sadness and heartache. This week very much shifts you into a different gear and helps you get over some of this yuck that we're dealing with. We know we can't deal with that global veil of illusion, uncertainty, and heartache that has settled on the earth as a whole. We can only focus in on ourselves. And the more of us who do this, who focus in on themselves, focus in on shifting their energies to a high vibration of movement, of joy, of fulfillment, we will collectively be able to shift that stagnation, that veil and fog of sadness and heartache. We can do it as a collective should we put that energy and intention out there. Through working on self, through working on what is right at hand, focusing in on what we can do to raise our vibration and bring in fulfillment and joy into our world, will inspire others, and, well, it's very contagious in a good way. That high vibration, well, it will dissipate this fog, this gunkiness that we're all feeling. Well, I hate to do it, but let's look at the challenge of the week. What challenge will my Tiger Eye friends face for the week of November 1st through the 7th? Anytime you see the Three of Swords, you always think, really? Can there be more of a challenge? That heartache, it's pretty heavy. The Star, the 17th card in the Major Arcana. I know it seems like a weird card to have as your stuck and challenge. However, it's unfortunately true. Our current hopes, dreams, goals, they don't really mesh with our soul's deeper purpose. Our journey meshes more with this. What society has thought, what others have, helped you derive and create. We need to reflect and assess these goals. We have that King of Swords. That reflection is needed. Once we are able to bring our hopes and dreams, those long-term goals, into alignment, you're going to see this star flip positions. Because we have that alignment, things are more congruent. They are able to work together. Right now, things are fighting. You have one aspect wanting to do one thing and another trying to do another thing. This conflict is causing more heartache and pain. Reflection and starting to make some decisions that are for your greater good, that make sense for you. We don't need to do a lot of movement this week. It's more about doing that reflection. What tools we need, that knowledge, and what's causing us pain, and how it impacts and relates to our life. A lot of times when you're looking at a week like this, you're looking at doing a lot of movement. Having a better understanding of this crossroads will help you make that next step. You'll feel more confident. There'll be more supports in play rather than just a kind of a leap of faith. That leap of faith does not have that stability. The more stable and grounded we are in our decision making, the more we're going to be able to maintain those changes and those shifts. You're going to be able to follow through on that long-term planning. We also have to bear in mind we can't get caught in the past or in the future. If we're stuck in either, nothing's going to fall suit. We're just going to follow in and dive that sword deeper into the Three of Swords. It's an avoidance technique that our ego likes to pick up on. Focusing in on what's important helps get us out of that heartache and, more into some more fulfilling and joyous energy, which in itself will equate to more fulfilling and a joyous experience and time in our lives. Let's go into some blessings. What blessings can my Tiger Eye friends embrace for the week of November 1st through the 7th? Caring connections. When we get stuck in that heart center and that heartache, we forget we have that support. We have those individuals in our lives that are important. They're meaningful. These relationships support us. These individuals encourage us forward. Sometimes we need to rely on others to help us see past that pain. See past that pain and move ourselves forward. Like I said earlier, when we focus in on that light and love and aspects and pieces that will and are going right, and we focus in on goals that are more meaningful for us, we raise our vibration. Doing so raises the vibration of those around us. And that's how we're going to shift out of this, situation on a global whole. Individuals who are making positive choices for them, for high vibrational reasons, aligning with our soul's deeper purpose, we're going to see that shift. We're going to see that shift from multiple people in varying degrees of movement. which of course, that helps us as a collective, right? The more of us who are focusing in on that light and love, well, it dissipates that darkness. Door to Spirit. Not only can we not forget that we have that amazing physical support team, we can't discount the support and guidance of our high vibrational support team and all those amazing high vibrational beings. When we focus in on the light and love, that's when more doors and opportunities start to open. You're going to see that light and love pay off. We're going to see those opportunities that we can't even fathom right now because we're stuck. We're stuck in that heartache and darkness. Like I said, last week has brought us to this crossroads. It's now up to us to open these doors, to walk through and embrace that light, rather than staying stagnant and stuck and embrace that heartache, that darkness. We can change how the next 2 months plays out, how they impact us. That in itself is a pivotal point. It's a game changer for us because we can change how and what is going to transpire in the next little while. We can make some choices that open more doors, more fulfillment, and of course, more abundance. So let's go on. Oh, actually, before I do, we have a king here. He's the 14th card in the Minor Arcana. We have the 14th card in the Oracle deck. When you have that multiple 14, the angels are telling you that this is a time of love and spiritual growth, and that we attract the energies that we put out, which reminds us, if we focus in on that light, it gets amplified and reflected back, not only by the law of karma, but by individuals around us. They reflect, they're a mirror for us on how we're feeling and how we're treating ourselves. Use that to our advantage right now. Be mindful of that energy. Be mindful of how we're treating ourselves so that it is mirrored back to us in a high vibration. So we are going to end off now on any further insight, wisdom, and guidance that we can share with my Tiger Eye friends for the week of November 1st through the 7th. Strength. Such a pretty card. The 8th card in the Major Arcana talks about using our skills and abilities in unique ways. It's not about being a cookie cutter, about, sure, I can, be clairvoyant and see things. No, it's more than that. It's more than taking these skills and using them for skills' sake. It's about using your skills, combining it with your creativity, and owning it so it's more meaningful. It makes sense with your long-term goals and dreams, and it rocks this crossroads. When we can understand what it is we can do, when we understand ourselves, and this is a big one, when we trust our abilities and all that they can do, that's when we truly can own those skills, own those abilities, because we are manipulating them and creating something amazing. And the only way we can do that is through understanding how we've used them in the past. How did they work? How did they not work? That reflection and critical thinking will help you to truly own them, to make them your own and create something amazing. The King of Swords is right beside the Six of Cups. Using our knowledge, our critical thinking skills to create something absolutely amazing. And then we can kick it up even more by adding that amazing guidance and support of the high vibrational beings, how we can amplify those skills, those talents, and combine it with that universal energy. And it may be hard to see, but she has an infinity symbol on her sleeve. Combining it with that universal energy to strengthen it even more. When we do that, that's when we're going to burst open these doors, when we're going to see more clearly and understand that path. Understanding us helps us to, understand why we're here, what it is we signed up for, and how we can align our long-term goals with that soul's deeper purpose. The Four of Cups. If it wasn't already evident, there's a reminder that this week really helps us see that Holy Grail. See what we're missing. The Four of Cups, of course, we're looking at those missing pieces. The original card has a man who looks very forlorningly and very cross and just blah about the 3 cups that he has in his possession. There's a 4th cup being handed to him off to the side, and he's not seeing it. He's not receiving that support and guidance from the universal energy, from those high vibrational beings. He's missing these amazing opportunities and possibilities because he's so hyper-focused in on the everyday. We need to take that step back and embrace that Holy Grail. Embrace that life-giving piece and aspect that we're missing, that really solidifies where it is we need to go and how we can amend our hopes and dreams so it does make more sense, so we have that connection. And finally, the Lovers. The 6th card in the Major Arcana. And of course, we're looking at that nurturing, loving energy. Of course, it can come in as an individual, as a partner, or your twin flame, or your soulmate. However, no matter what your relationship status, we still have that ability to connect in to that loving energy. By connecting in with some supports on the physical and spiritual, they can help us connect into that loving energy. That caring connection, those friends, that family member who love you for you, no matter what, want to see you succeed. That loving energy, well, it's all around us. Not to mention, and I know it sounds hokey, but when we start to love ourselves for who we are, it connects back in to that Strength card. By owning who we are, by loving who we are, and embracing it no matter what. No matter what is hidden in our darkness, sending it that love, sending it that healing, and embracing it. I want to thank you so much for joining me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some insight and direction into what the week holds for you. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It really does help others find me, this guidance, and healing. And also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There is so much more amazing coming your way, my friends. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this amazing insight and healing is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page. It's full of tiers and perks. And those perks, you're looking at more guidance and more healing. Also, I have a Patreon exclusive library of videos just for my supporters. I've provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my Tiger Eye friends.